Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak.
I've been having visions, my mind is trapped in prison. So I spit these bars out and add it on a rhythm. Looking at the police, they looking at my pigment. I just might end up another victim. Funny world we live in, but ain't nobody laughing. When I read the headlines, I think of the distraction. Ask me how it happened, really couldn't tell. Still trapped in a bar, so I'm writing on my cell. Pissed off, chewed up. You niggas wouldn't move if you knew us. Whole clique got keys and computers. Couldn't tell which one is shooter. Grew up, I screw up. Now I can't even say that I blew up. But the bar's kinda leading like 2 cups. And his ass was sick, that's mucus. Vibing, trying to get my stars in alignment. They asking when I'm blow. I just said it's on timing. Keep it more than a D, that's bottom. They say my flow needs signing. But these rappers out here like Simon. Said, I'm ahead. Got butter on top of my bread. If you need it, I can spread. I'ma get to the top of the world, but I only got my legs. We gon' push it to the limit. No, we don't just try our best. If you gotta tell them something, better tell them that you next. This that Jordan cradle dunk. Wake 'em up, buzz a beat as soon as I take my shot. I'll be filling up arenas. Won't stop till my choice is a Bentley, Benz, a Beamer. Might put the game to sleep, cause I always been a dreamer. I've been having visions, my mind is trapped in prison. So I spit these bars out and add it on a rhythm. Looking at the police, they looking at my pigment. I just might end up another victim. Funny world we live in, but ain't nobody laughing. When I read the headlines, I think of the distraction. Ask me how it happened, really couldn't tell. Still trapped in the bar, so I'm writing on my cell.
We don't play around cause I'm too old and I'm walking around with these injuries. Good bars for the new league, got foundation in the industry. I build a ramp to the top, then we gon' act wild on the enemies. Got hope with me, that's the new wave with a little bit of hood energy. Most rappers are just low level, I upgraded for the cause. You ain't never seen that pop freeze and the cutty clenching they jaws. Ice cube in that swamp water. Every day I used to chop orders. Long visits with no limits, now I cheat your chong at the border. Bunny ears and that stick, boy, I ain't playing around with that static. It's that loud and clear, no smoke and mirrors. Got y'all thinking it's magic. I'm with Hope Boy in the Matrix, so them sucking gonna hate this. Full of fake ish, on a makeshift. I beat them pistols like it's 86. Every flow for the cause, for the culture from the prison yard. Remember, Bobos, no heroes, went 4 years without cars. Yeah, I cuss a little, but I say grace. Gotta thank God for these plates. I'm in the fast lane with no lights, and I'm never pumping my brakes.
I've been having visions, my mind is trapped in prison. So I spit these bars out and add it on a rhythm. Looking at the police, they looking at my pigment. I just might end up another victim. Funny world we live in, but ain't nobody laughing. When I read the headlines, I think of the distraction. Ask me how it happened, really couldn't tell. Still trapped in the bar, so I'm writing on my cell.
And our first guest, and we just heard one of his tracks. We have Hope the Rapper here in studio with us. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Welcome. And
thank you for having me.
We when you originally reached out to us, so we have a track that we're going to be playing in a little bit called Mama.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And that's first song, though, Visions, that also includes Mr. Goodbars, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had, he's been on the show a couple of times, and even when he's not on the show, his name comes up a lot, because he's just very active. And it's cool, too, that he works with multiple genres of music. And
exactly.
Yeah, really talented guy.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. So it's been really good working with somebody like Mr. Goodbars, because not only does he have, like, the rapping aspect of it, but he also, like, educates me on, like, the business aspects of it. So
yeah.
He's just been around the industry enough to, like, know these things.
Absolutely, yeah. Fascinating guy to talk to. Tell us about, we'll play it. We'll play that in a couple of moments, Mama. But tell us about that track, because that's the one that you, that's the one you reached out to us about specifically. So obviously that's a special one to you.
Absolutely. So my whole life, my mom was like probably one of the most important people in my life.
Yeah.
And recently she has been going through some things in life that has set her back, and just like seeing her not as strong, seeing her trying to like fight through these moments, it kind of reminds me of where I get that fight from, because a lot of times people look at me in situations like, why haven't you given up? And that comes from my mom, that strength. So I made this track so that she knows that she had all boys. Well, we have my sister too as well. But she's primarily boys, and she doesn't have to be that strong.
Yeah.
So like when we all have a mom out there and we all want to like say something to her. So like I've always wanted to write a song for my mom, but just like hearing like the news of my mom not being as strong as like I know that she is.
Yeah.
Just the words flew on paper. I wrote that song probably in less than 20 minutes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's a great track. It kind of, it reminded me a little bit of Dear Mama by Tupac.
That's kind of the inspiration behind that. Dear Mama by Tupac was I remember like just driving around as a kid, and I was like, that's exactly how I feel about my mom. I'm not going through any of these things, but that's how I feel about her.
Yeah, no doubt. So she's heard it, obviously.
Yeah.
What kind of feedback did she give you?
So with music, so I do make primarily like secular music, but she's always wanted me to make a Christian song, and that's kind of like where a lot of the inspiration of this song was. Like it was something that I wanted to make her a song that she can listen to all the time of my music.
Yeah.
So her reaction to it was kind of like she was taken back, because she hasn't heard me rap that way since I was probably like 18. I used to make a lot of Christian music. That's how I started rap.
Yeah.
And then so just her hearing me back in that element and everything like that, it felt great.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I'm probably gonna be making more music like for her to be able to listen to, and like that whole genre of people, because like I do connect with like that Christian religion.
Yeah. That's very cool. So we will let's go ahead and play this now.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and talk some more and get to know you. We also have a song very appropriate for Father's Day, which is coming up, which we'll play later.
Gotta have balance. Last year, Dad got one. Mom gets one this year.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Awesome.
Perfect. But let's give this a listen. So the track is, by the way, has this been played on the radio anywhere?
No.
So this is a world radio premiere.
Yeah, it's a world radio premiere.
We like the world radio premieres around here. So very cool. We appreciate it. All right. So let's check this out. This is Mama, and this is Hope the Rapper. Well, and something else is playing, and I don't know why. That's the second week in a row I think that's happened to me.
These things happen. I work for AT&T, so dealing with technology.
There you go. All right, here we go. I think we've got it. Here it is. This is Mama, and this is Hope the Rapper.
October 10th. It's gonna be okay, mama. Let's walk through the rain, mama. See you when you smile. You ain't gotta hide the pain, mama. Don't know what to say, mama. Looking for some change, mama. Sorry for those years I was hiding in my pain, mama. It's gonna be okay, mama. Let's walk through the rain, mama. See you when you smile. You ain't gotta hide your pain, mama. Don't know what to say, mama. Looking for some change, mama. Sorry for those years I was hiding in my pain, mama. Lord, I need some energy. I'm praying for your strength. Still up in the game, but I've been thinking about the bench. Tell him it's your turn, I tried myself and broke the wrench. It's gonna hurt my back if I keep sitting on the fence. Only been a human when it comes to my defense. Show me what is real, cause they just playing this pretend. I just hope my mama meets my family in the end. Came a long way from when they call us aliens. It's gonna be okay, mama. Let's walk through the rain, mama. See you when you smile. You ain't gotta hide the pain, mama. Don't know what to say, mama. Looking for some change, mama. Sorry for those years I was hiding in my pain, mama. It's gonna be okay, mama. Let's walk through the rain, mama. See you when you smile. You ain't gotta hide your pain, mama. Don't know what to say, mama. Looking for some change, mama. Sorry for those years I was hiding in my pain, mama. Tell him if I could, I'd take your pain and make it mine. I don't wanna be a son if mama couldn't shine. She told me in this world, all they giving you is time. The rest of it is energy, consistency, and grind. The way life playing, I just wanna hit rewind. But only if I'm taking all the knowledge in my mind. So maybe all the travesties are actually a lesson. Don't ask me if I love her, cause that never been the question. It's gonna be okay, mama. Let's walk through the rain, mama. See you when you smile. You ain't gotta hide the pain, mama. Don't know what to say, mama. Looking for some change, mama. Sorry for those years I was hiding in my pain, mama. It's gonna be okay, mama. Let's walk through the rain, mama. See you when you smile. You ain't gotta hide your pain, mama. Don't know what to say, mama. Looking for some change, mama. Sorry for those years I was hiding in my pain, mama.
That's nice. That is Mama. And that is Hope the Rapper here with us live in studio. That's the world radio premiere of that track. So really, really good.
Thank you for that too, as well. I appreciate you giving me that chance.
We love getting to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, we're glad you reached out to us. We'll play the Dad song a little bit later, but yeah, really, really good. Where do you record, by the way? Because the production is excellent.
So, two different studios. I do record with Mr. Goodbars, but I also work in Lowell at Stupid Genius Studios at my friend Chaz.
Okay.
He was part of a music group that went out to California, but he actually came back here and is producing music, has his own studio.
Oh.
It's been awesome because I connected with a bunch of individuals in Lowell, Massachusetts who've been helping lift me up in the game.
Yeah.
So I have like the Stupid Genius studios. I have One Eye Visuals that I record with. I keep a close-knit community that I work with.
Yeah.
And it's been great because we reach out to each other when each other has projects, and we help lift each other to the next step.
That's excellent. How long have you been recording hip hop?
So this go around, it's been 3 years.
Okay.
But prior to this, I used to make music whenever I was like 14. I remember.
Oh, I think I found something of yours online from like 2011 or something. Yeah.
I made music when I was like 14. It's funny because all the old music that you'll hear of mine, I didn't record in like a professional studio at all.
Yeah.
I had my Windows computer. I couldn't afford a mic, so I used my Rock Band mic.
Yeah.
So I literally plugged my Rock Band mic and like would just make it sound as good as it could.
Yeah.
And then I would release music that way. But it came to a point where I got lost in life, where I stopped making music.
Mm-hmm.
But then I stopped drinking. And then once I stopped drinking, I was like, you know what? I was really good at making music. Like, that was something of mine. And then since then, I picked up the pen and put down the bottle.
Yeah. So what is it about not drinking that helped you with that? Did it just kind of clear your mind? And
more of a focus.
Yeah.
Because rather nights where I'd want to like go out and drink and like let go, I'm at home like writing or reading and like trying to figure out different like rhyme patterns and different schemes and stuff like that. Because to me, it's more than just like the rhyme and the punchlines. I think it has to be a lot deeper. I like the double entendres, the triple entendres, like really getting into it, but not like on a lyrical miracle level, and it still has to respect the art and still sound like music.
Yeah. We have the drinking thing is interesting. It sounds like that was getting in the way because we know somebody who we have that conversation with occasionally.
Yeah.
Where the drinking drinking can kind of get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So now do you not drink at all?
No.
Good for you.
No.
Good for you.
So it's just been music for me.
Excellent.
It's awesome too because like I'll go out to like these like events and shows that I'll have, and the luster for it isn't there.
Yeah.
I like the environment that I can create, and then like I go back into my own little shell where I'm like, all right, what can I do next?
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Now, are you, because there's a couple of references in the songs. Are you from Kenya originally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I moved to America 1998, 1997.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an interesting trip moving to America. There was like 11 of us in an apartment.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
11 of us, 2-bedroom apartment. And my dad is probably one of the hardest working people that I've ever met in my life. I've never understood it till I was older.
Yeah.
Because I always took it as like punishment because like I didn't understand like where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
Now as an adult, I look back at where we came from and I see all the things that he's done. I'm like, you couldn't have done that if you didn't focus.
Right.
So like being able to do that has just been able to help.
Is that where your drive and focus comes from, do you think? From the example set by your dad?
Yeah. Absolutely. For a while, I was just very resistant to it.
Yeah.
Because like I had my own ideas of like what I wanted life to be.
Mm-hmm.
I was like just like really in love like with the idea of America and everything like that. Like, no, leave me alone. I'm American. Da da da.
Yeah.
But he just like remember your roots. Like in the end of the day, you can like do whatever you want here, but like in the end of the day, if you don't like behave right, if you don't act right, you'll get sent right back to Kenya.
Right.
And like if you don't understand that, then it's just gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
So then ever since like I finally like sat back and just like talked to my dad, like had these conversations with my dad that I refused to have when I was younger. It wasn't that he wasn't wanting to have the conversations. I refused to have them. And since then I've been very focused.
Yeah. That's awesome. 11 of you, so big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad has like 11 brothers and sisters. My mom has probably 8.
No kidding. That's a huge family. Wow. Was that, I mean, it's hard for me. I grew up in a very small family, so it's hard for me to even imagine. I mean, was that difficult growing up because it sounds like you were very crowded, especially when you first came to America. But then again, I mean, if you grew up in a big family, I guess that's all you knew, right? So I don't know. Was that stressful? Did you ever have moments where it was like, geez, I wish I had some, I don't know,
space.
Yeah, space. Exactly.
Honestly, it comes to a point where you do want that space, and that's where you see as an adult where people like grow apart. If we were in the position to have our own space and grow in our own element, who knows what could have happened? But that's not the cards that life handed us.
Yeah.
So we had to look at the cards that life handed us and figure out how to still stay around each other.
Yeah.
And there's points in time where we'll still like break apart, but in the end of the day, the core is still there.
Yeah.
Which is the important part. And I think it's those struggles, remembering how much we struggled with each other. It's like, no, let's just talk this out. Like, this is solvable. We've been through worse. We could have imagined worse, and we got out of that.
Right.
So this situation, we can't make a monster out of.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Now, how old were you when you started making music and writing?
Music has always been in my blood. Before I moved to America, my dad called me when I was like in Africa, and he asked me like what I wanted for like gifts when I got to America. I asked for a drum, a piano, and guitar. Now I don't play all those instruments fluently to this day, but like just that idea of making music was in my head.
Yeah.
Me and my sister, we'd sit there. We just like, he had a little karaoke machine. It didn't have like, it wasn't the one with the words or anything like that. It's just like a mic and a speaker.
Yeah.
So we just like performed these little shows. He'd always have his camera too as well. So there's a bunch of videos of me when I was younger. I started, cause they were very Christian and like kept it very in. So like they'd only have me listen to like raps like Aaron Carter.
Okay. No kidding.
Like
wow.
Bow Wow, Aaron Carter. It wasn't until my dad found Nas and he respected what Nas did. And he's like, this is guy Nas. There's a video, I Know I Can. He had me watch that with all the kids. Like, I know I can. I remember just like him like introducing me into like the whole rap world, but he didn't want me to get too into it because he didn't want my mind to get lost.
That's really interesting to me. So it sounds like so he heard Nas and was like, this guy's so good. And Nas is, I mean, let's be honest. Some would say the best ever. So he was so enamored with Nas, he was like, okay, I can't keep this from him.
Yeah, he even had a DVD, because like back then they used to make DVDs for music videos.
Yeah.
So like he even had Nas DVD music videos. And I don't think like he knows like the impact of just that something that small did to me as a kid.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is life for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is going on, video games, all that. No, this is what I want to get into.
And then once did he bring other artists to your attention too? Or was it kind of like, okay, I'm going to show him Nas and then he's kind of on his own?
Yeah, it was more of Nas and I'm on my own. He always like, we'd watch like music videos together, back in the apartment that we lived in. He always had music playing, but more than rap, it was like an R&B home.
Yeah.
So we listened to a lot of old R&Bs. So like the soul and all that, like melodies and all that is in me because of that.
Yeah.
My sister is a much better singer, so I was discouraged when I was younger. So I never I'm not gonna get like good at this. She's really good at this. I'm gonna get good at the rap part.
Yeah.
And she could sing.
Yeah.
And I had this whole idea in my head. We're gonna be this group.
Oh, yeah.
But she's doing big things with Amazon right now, so like I'm happy for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so she doesn't still sing or
No. I think she's like the Northeast operational manager for all of Amazon.
Oh, so she's got a big job. Yeah, she's busy.
She's busy.
Did you ever have an opportunity to record anything with her? Is she
no,
on any of your tracks?
that is a dream of mine.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one day where I write a hook and I'm gonna be like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I just like this one song that we could have.
Yeah.
And that would be amazing for me.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I did whenever I was younger, my little brothers, I'm not sure if they wanted to, but like I'd make them like rap with me.
Yeah.
And I recorded them.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Have any of your family, have they also done anything in terms of music?
No, I'm pretty much the one who's like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like because like they're all hard workers. I'm a hard worker too.
Yeah.
But music is just something that I had an extra passion for.
Yeah, yeah. And you're from Lowell? Or you live in Lowell currently?
No, I live in Hudson.
Oh, Hudson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. The studio that you...
the studio I record in, and
Lowell.
like mostly everything I do music-wise is Lowell.
Gotcha.
I do it with either like One Eye Visuals or Talk of the Town.
Yeah. One Eye Visuals, I noticed at the beginning of some of your videos.
Yeah.
They're now, where are they? Are they...
It's actually a one-man director, which is
Oh.
amazing. His name's Xavier, and he's been recording music videos for up-and-coming artists in Massachusetts and giving them a platform. For a while. We do shows over at the Smokehouse in Lowell.
Okay,
Yeah. So we've been doing shows over there, like bringing like legendary artists out and just giving like everybody a chance to like shine.
Yeah.
What you do with it is up to you, but he'll put you at the table. Like,
Oh,
he
that's
can't
cool.
Make you eat.
Yeah. Did he do the video? I like the video for Chin Up, which we're
Yeah.
also going to play today.
Mhm.
He did that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to New York for. It's funny because the Dad video and the Chin Up video were shot within the same like 24-hour, 48-hour span.
Oh, okay.
And I was so amazed because if you watch Chin Up and if you watch Dad, the themes are completely different.
Yeah.
So in his head, he was in like two different worlds.
Yep.
While I was just like, in my head, I was like, how is he going to do all this?
Right.
This is awesome. But no, like one's like a lighter theme for like the Dad one. And then you have like the city theme for the Chin Up. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. When you shoot a video like Chin Up, I've always been curious about this because I've played in a lot of bands and stuff, but we never actually made a video for it. Like none of the projects I ever did we ever make a video. When you're in the city and you're making a video like that, what's going on around you? Like, are people walking by and they're curious, or maybe that's something they see like in New York, you probably see that every day, right? People filming all kinds of things, but like, I'm just curious, like what's going on around you while you're doing that?
Kind of why I picked New York, because like I knew that was like a common thing over there. Now, as far as what people are doing, they are watching, which was something that I actually took advantage of, because while we were shooting the Chin Up video, I like would walk up to like groups of like kids.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I have this one song. Do you want to listen to it real quick? Because I've seen a bunch of videos on Facebook like that. So I'm like, what's stopping me from doing that?
Yeah.
So then there's a couple scenes in the music video where you'll see me like rapping to groups of people.
Right.
Like, I'm like, this is a bit awkward, but this is actually a powerful song if like I could like play it in front of people and then, like, know what I'm doing with it. So then after a while, like people see like people watching you, and then you just become a part of the city.
Yeah. I was curious because it's like, I would think it would be distracting in a way, like you're trying to do what you're doing and you got all these people around you, but then if you can involve them in it in some way, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it was like at first I was like, it's just going to be me. And like I got in my head a little bit. I'm like, no, let me just involve them.
Right. Yeah. No, that's cool. You know what I think we should do? Let's play that one next. But we will play the Dad song too. My dad listens to the show, so we'll play that. Maybe we'll save that one for the end of the segment. But let's play Chin Up because I love this track, and I do encourage people to go on YouTube and watch the video too. The video is really, really cool. All right, check this out. This is really cool. Very, very positive. I love the vibe. This is Chin Up, and we have Hope the Rapper here with us live in studio. But let's give this a spin.
Let's go. B-L-A-C-K. And my daddy was black, and his daddy was black. So Mr. Officer, no, I can't help that. Won't you look at the facts? Tell me who's in charge. By the look on your face, the rules differ with ours. Rather see us in cars, wasting money at bars, filling lumps cigars, living under the bar, but distract us with lights, make me feel like a star. If I spend it today, then no hope for tomorrow. It's the system we live, got me pinned to tip, still taking my shot. What if I don't miss? Can't live life like this, man, there's gotta be more. Yesterday I was drowning, now I'm climbing the shore. With this mic I grip till the beats in the morgue. Got the world on my chest, but I'm only a George. Devil telling me stress, so I pray to the Lord. They think life is a game, well don't play on my board. No, 10, no, 4. Chin up, hold your head high. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by. Chin up, hold your head high. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did. And my mama was black, and her mama was black. She got an army, in fact. That's my family, my pack. We spread over the map, but Lord knows where we
up, hold your head high. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by. Chin up, hold your head high. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by. We all did dirt just to get by.
That is Chin Up. That is Hope the Rapper. He is here with us. Such a great track.
I appreciate that one.
I love that.
I love that one.
And again, I encourage people to go on YouTube, check out the video. The video is really cool. But it's catchy as hell. Mm-hmm. And that we all did dirt get.
Honestly,
that gets stuck in my head.
That
that's a great hook.
Reminded me when I was writing it. It has nothing to do with like the lyrics, but it reminded me of like an Akon type of hook. Like yeah. So I was like, let me just keep it going. Like we all did dirt just to get. And then there was this old '90s song, Just to Get By.
Yeah.
So that was in my head too when I was writing it. So I was like, Akon, just to get by. How can I do this? And then that's what came out.
Is there a sample in there too that I should recognize?
I'm not sure if I don't recognize the sample.
Okay, there was something familiar in there, but it might just be, might just remind me of something. So do you, in terms of writing, obviously you write the lyrics. Do you do the beats? Do you do everything or?
No, the beats I buy the leases for, so I own all the rights for them.
Okay.
So with writing, that's something that I take like very seriously. Like when I'm writing, like the first song that we played, the Jordan Cradle Dunk, I didn't know what that was before I was writing. Yeah. But in my head, I like had a picture of like a basketball move. So then I like would research different types of basketball moves, and then I would figure out which one would work with a better cadence inside that.
Oh wow!
That's how I fit that in. So like when I'm writing, I'm researching.
Oh wow, cool!
It's like a whole thing for me, which I love because it makes it more than just the song because I could think of where I was at mentally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. I've never heard anyone explain it that way before, but that makes sense because if you're coming up with some pretty sophisticated references, and not everyone's even going to know, which is cool too. Now, can you tell us about, because some people probably don't know what you mean, and about leasing the beats and stuff. And we talk a lot of music business on the show too. Yeah. So I'm sure people are interested in how that process works.
Absolutely. So you want to make sure that you're very careful because whenever like a couple, like when I first started in the game, like in my head, it was like, get the beat from YouTube, record over the beat, and it's yours.
Yeah.
That's not how it works at all. Somebody owns the rights to those. Like I get it. Like there's 12 notes and it depends on how you arrange it.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, you want to make sure you're covering your bases so you have the ability to make money off of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because if let's say you accidentally, because it's happened to people, where they take a beat off YouTube and that song accidentally is the one that blows them up.
Oh yeah.
But then that song is accidentally the reason why they're in legal issues for the rest of their life.
Right.
And that's what you want to avoid. You want to make sure you have the rights, the contracts, you save those all in a file on your computer. So like if anybody ever asks you, it's actually this, I have it right for this, because with the leases too, you want to watch because some of them, they'll only give you a certain amount of like radio plays that you can do, a certain amount of online plays that you can do.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't realize that till like a lot recently. So then you have to buy. I get the exclusives now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the chance where when I first started like 3 years ago, there was a beat that I got, and after I got the lease for it, somebody bought the exclusive for it. So I'm not sure how that legally works, if it's even right, but they'll play that game though in the industry. And you have to make sure if you have the exclusive rights, at the end of the day, you're the one who has the right for it. Mm-hmm. But the leases is something you want to be careful because there's a lot of terms and conditions with them.
Right. I'm old enough to remember when back in the days when somebody would put something out and it would use a sample that wasn't cleared, and then there'd be all kinds of litigation and this is kind of another version of that, right?
Exactly.
People get in trouble using stuff that they don't have the rights to.
Exactly.
Yeah. And with the internet, it's still kind of, I'm sure there's a lot of, obviously there's ways that you can do it right. Like you're doing,
absolutely. And it's also trustable sources too, because you want to make sure, like, even if like for the artists getting your beats off YouTube, you want to be careful because sometimes that person on YouTube doesn't even have the rights to the beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
you paid this person on YouTube and you think you covered your base,
right?
But you didn't because they didn't have the rights to it. So like, I go directly to sources like a BeatStars kind of thing, or like a SoundClick kind of thing, where they can provide me with a contract that I can reference to later on.
Okay.
Because if that person doesn't own the beat and like I make a really good song on it, I'm almost like discouraged to even write on like YouTube beats, because I don't want it to make a good song and then it's not mine.
Right,
Somebody
right.
else gets paid off of it.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to go through and prove, no, look, I have this legally, I paid for this, and has that happened to you, or have you been able to?
Only with YouTube, when after I uploaded a song, but they were referencing to the beat maker.
Okay.
Yeah, so the beat maker owns this. I'm like, no. I bought it from this person, and then I sent like the email over, and then I was cleared.
What was the process like in terms of showing that to YouTube? Because I know I know from, and a lot of content creators know, it's not like you can just call them up and say and explain it to them.
No. You have to upload documentation. So you have to have the original documentation, the original receipts, and everything like that. They send you an email. You click on the email. The email brings you to a page where you upload the documents. Then you wait for litigation or whatever they go through.
Yeah.
And then they decide if it's yours or not. And
how long did it take?
2 weeks.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay. At least it didn't drag on for a long time.
2 weeks. Yeah. No, luckily it wasn't too long, but like still 2 weeks of like, man, I don't know about this song. Like, should I just take it down? Like, cause this might, there's also the chance where like you'll upload that song and you're on your way up, and that song, this actually happened to me when I was younger, and this was one of the main reasons I stopped, is I had a Love the Way You Lie remix I uploaded.
Yeah.
It had 250,000 views within like a week, and I like organic promotion.
Yeah.
They took down my channel.
Oh. No warning,
nothing,
no strikes.
Nothing.
They
you just took Eminem's beat. It wasn't your right. And like as a kid, you're like, that's not fair. But like as an adult, you're like,
yeah,
you should have covered your base, because that was Eminem's beat, and no matter how good you did on it,
right,
you didn't get permission. And there's ways to do. I haven't looked into like the remix like clause ways, but I do have a cover that I'm working on right now, that I'm working on getting cleared for a Black Pumas song that I did.
Yeah.
With my friend. It's actually they're playing it on NHPR at the end of this month.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about that.
Very cool. On what show? Do you know?
So we did a Tiny Desk concert in Concord.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one of their channels that they're going to be putting it up on, but that's going to be awesome to see up there too.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, congratulations. That's a big deal. That'll get
That's
you
huge.
that'll get you a lot of exposure.
I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's tricky too with the YouTube stuff, because the rules change.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put this show after, like we're going out live on Facebook, in addition to obviously on FM. But then afterward, I download the video from Facebook and I put it on YouTube. And sometimes I'll get different notifications. Like I don't get in any trouble, but I get these notifications like your video is blocked in some countries.
Yeah.
Never the United States, fortunately, but it'll be blocked in certain countries or territories, and I
figured that one out actually with the help of Mr. Goodbars, and it's partially to the fault of artists. And I stopped doing this with my songs because as artists, we have the ability to independently upload our music to multiple platforms. When you use a website such as DistroKid, like I use, it gives you all these different websites. What you want to make sure is that you're picking like your titles, your iTunes, your Spotify's, those, but there's a lot of different random business. Like, I don't even know what they are. Like, companies that you're uploading your music to, and they have the rights to it.
Oh,
so if they flag your music, like if they like pick up your music on a different platform and you upload it on theirs to make money off of, now they're just like, no, we have the rights to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen that happen to me. So that's why now when I upload my music to DistroKid, it felt good to have my name checked on every single one of those platforms. But unfortunately, some of these companies that are based in other countries and everything like that, they're just going to claim the rights to my music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's dirty. I didn't even know about that part of it. So Goodbars explained it. So DistroKid they don't warn you about that?
No. They just say upload your music everywhere, which sounds good. But when it comes to music, you're talking about legalities. When you're talking about legalities, people can do whatever they want if you playing with their money.
Right. Oh, wow. Let's, because we were talking about it earlier. Let's go ahead and play. I was going to save it for the end, but let's play it now because we've got something else we can play at the end too. But we were talking about the dad song. I think we should play anything else we should know about this. Dad is didn't always deserve.
It's definitely an intense song. So this song is interesting because I started it as a hate song towards like one of my ex-girlfriends.
Really?
And then I was writing and I was thinking about like who I was in that relationship, and I was like, you didn't do things right either. Like, you have issues too.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna write this song about this woman, you have to call yourself out first. So then it became that, and I was like, what are my issues? And then I realized a lot of my issues come from the same reasons why I'm mad at people sometimes. Like,
yeah,
like you have daddy issues. What about your dad issues? Have you figured out your dad issues? Because you can't accuse people without pointing a finger at yourself first.
You explaining that makes me understand the song even better.
Yeah.
Because I listening to it last night, I understand the lyrics even more now. Now that you say that totally makes sense. And I like that, that personal responsibility. It's funny. Just as a side note, I was thinking about this a couple of years ago. I remember thinking about conflicts I'd had in my life along the way, like not anything professional, but just personal issues with people, and thinking about it, kind of reflecting on how most of the time it was actually my own fault.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the emotional maturity at the time to recognize it, there's such a thin line between ruminating and reflecting. And I try to, sometimes I reflecting on things is healthy because that's how you learn. Unfortunately, sometimes I cross that line into ruminating, which is not so healthy, but I remember reflecting on that. And, and then of course, you start to think about things you learned growing up and what you saw like in your family from your dad, your mom and whatnot, and how sometimes some of those behaviors, they get passed down to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how I wrote the song too. So like the first verse is like, you'll hear it too with like the background. It's like, it has a deeper tone because it's like what my dad would say to me.
Okay.
The second verse is what younger me would say to my dad.
Okay.
And then I break it off with the hook again. And then it's, Dad, I finally get it.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's give this a listen. So this is Dad, Didn't Always Deserve. And happy Father's Day, everybody. Check this out.
Happy Father's Day.
This is a great track. Hope the Rapper.
Got some issues that I really need to tend to. Entanglement, abandonment is always on the menu. Sometimes I look to God and question why He really sent you. Had to learn my lesson, you were mirrors of my issues. If I keep on tripping on these girls, then will I make it? I got daddy issues too, I used to be his favorite. Till he found that money I had hidden in the basement. Told me hustle backwards and you'll never be the greatest. And you don't even need a crowd, just do it on your own. Or maybe buy some property and show me that you're grown. And son, you gotta wonder why you wanting the respect. They told you get them out, but who's cleaning up the mess? I know you got some issues and you probably blame me next. But I was in the country that I didn't know I'm stressed. I didn't have a mom and dad who could've wrote a check. America, I felt it on my neck. And with every single breath I felt the world would take my son. In the end I felt they did, cause look what you become. I never once imagined that this hell would be on earth. But just imagine if I never put the family first. I used to be distraughted when you always kept me guarded. The times you told me no to me felt like they the hardest. And Kanye told me heartless, so I'm walking with this mug. And Tupac got me wondering if heaven's for a thug. I wanna learn to cash up all that while you gotta work. The other kids are laughing and the pressure turned to hurt. This isn't gonna work. Why you bring me in this country if I keep wanting family and you keep wanting money? I am not a dummy, I don't need you or this plan. I'm Kenyan, so I run away the fastest that I can. Regretting no decision, cause I learned to be a man. And if I never fall, then I'll never learn to land. Got some issues that I really need to tend to. Entanglement, abandonment is always on the menu. Sometimes I look to God and question why He really sent you. Had to learn my lesson, you were mirrors of my issues. If I keep on tripping on these girls, then will I make it? I got daddy issues too, I used to be his favorite. Till he found that money I had hidden in the basement. Told me hustle backwards and you'll never be the greatest. Ayo daddy, yo I get it, all them late nights have me
starving, and I ain't even have a key to get in the apartment. What makes it the hardest is I finally see the light. You was fighting for what's right, and I was fighting for my rights. And every single night we spent away, it made me bitter. I couldn't understand how your brush would paint the picture, but now I'm just there standing, and it looks like a Picasso. All that missed advice, I just need it twice tomorrow. Drowning in my sorrow, I don't know about my choices. Sitting in my room while consumed by the voices, or maybe just the noises and the echoes of regret. I kept on lighting fire, so what did I expect? Now it got me smiling as I'm cutting down my circle, and every day I'm going in like when you set the curfew. I didn't mean to make you scream until you turning purple, and that just stands for we did always deserve you. Basically, I'm saying that I finally see the vision. You was teaching ethic all those times I didn't listen. I'm sorry for your kitchens and those times I made a mess, but I was in a country that I didn't know. I'm stressed, and still I call collect, and you would always press the 5. Said when it comes to family that you never testify. Lord, I wanna thank you, cause I wouldn't trade my father. Apologies for any time I try to be the author.
That is Dad. Didn't always deserve. Hope the Rapper here with us live in studio.
Thank you. I appreciate that one.
Great track. That video is cool too. And you were saying that that was done the same time as Chin Up.
Chin Up. Yep.
Yeah. So different because Chin Up, you're outside, and of course, and there's a lot going on. And, and Dad, you're just on the roof, but it's cool.
It's weird because we shot the Chin Up video, and then I was like, because we still had to shoot the Dad video. That's why we went out there.
Yeah.
Because I did that, and then I recorded a video with Mickey Fax. So he took the Airbnb we were in and just made it a scene. There was no plans, nothing. He didn't sit there and write a scene by scene.
Yeah.
He just in his head, he had this whole idea from when we walked into the Airbnb, which was amazing to see him do.
Yeah.
So if anybody visual works, One Eye Visuals is the guy.
Okay. Yeah, cool. How many videos have you done with him?
Pretty much all my videos.
Oh.
So at this point, we're looking at 6-7 videos.
Melanie La Liberty in the Facebook live chat, one of our friends from Vermont, she says that was nice. She
Thank
liked
you.
That.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Isaac Banks says awesome, really awesome, all the way.
Thank you. I
Very
appreciate that.
Do you play out a lot? Do you do a lot of live shows?
Yes, I did. I just actually did a little tour. I did in the last month and a half. I've done probably 8 shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
good.
So it's 2 a week or something like that.
Yeah,
it's hard because I have to I work 40 to 50 hours outside of that.
Yeah.
So it's one second I'm in Portsmouth, the next second I'm in Massachusetts for something, Connecticut for something else, and
yeah,
you just got to balance yourself out.
Yeah. How long of a set do you do typically? Or does it vary?
15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a standard set. Some nights I'll go 30 minutes, or some nights it'll be a shorter set because there'll be a lot of people on the list.
Yeah.
But you got to make do and make an impact while you're there.
Yeah. I used to promote a lot of live shows and a lot of rock shows, but some hip hop shows too. And some of the other people I would work with on the hip hop shows, it was they wanted to cram as many performers into the night as possible. Yeah. And it's at a certain point, it's geez, are you sure we're doing this right? Because everybody's going to get 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's kind of so I love doing shows and everything like that. And I have my platforms that I will stick with. Yeah. But I can't do shows with artists who aren't serious about themselves anymore. Yeah. Because it came to a point where you'll look around at your environment and everybody that you're surrounded by, and you're look at their social media for the last week, and you're I've been sharing every day. I've been trying to engage with my fans. You haven't done anything. Right. So you're going to get my work if I do this show with you. Mm. And you don't want to give your work to people. Right. Because it takes a lot to go out there. It takes a lot to put yourself out there and be that figure, the public figure that we are as musicians. Yeah. And you can't give that to people just because they have fun making music. And it's great to have passion for making music. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discouraging a single soul out there. Yeah. But there is a point where you have to separate yourself or you become a part of the pack. Right. Yeah. And there's no excuse for not putting in that effort, right? I mean, because it's easier than ever with social media. It's not hard. Buttons, right? The same buttons that you use to scroll is the same buttons you could use to share, or even like recording your own stuff isn't even that hard anymore.
Yeah.
And then they sell like the little stands and everything. They make it just so easy to do for yourself that if you're not, then that just says that you just want the name for it.
Right.
And that just doesn't work out in my book.
Yeah. You see that a lot. You run into that a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it actually took my video director to tell me, hey, separate yourself.
Yeah.
Separate yourself, because I see the passion you have for this, but you can't be everywhere, because if you become everywhere, you become part of everything. If you're part of everything, you don't stand out.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting way to put it. And I agree. Yeah. I have an axiom, when I first started getting involved in music, it was like, I said, everyone wants to be a star, but only as long as it's easy,
Exactly.
So many people, once they realize there's actual effort involved, they're like, oh,
I didn't get 10,000 shares.
Right.
What do I? Never mind.
Or the example I like to use is, the rock band that thinks if they go and they play the same club every weekend, that
that too.
The mythical record company. I like to talk about the mythical record company Scout. It's just going to happen to wander into the bar one night and see them and be so impressed that, oh, here's your $1 million 10 album contract.
Yeah, it's like, look at the track history. Has this happened here yet?
Right.
Because if it hasn't happened here yet, you might need to relocate, and you want to not be scared to do things like that. Because like at the end of this month, I know that I'm, for no good reason at all other than to promote myself, I just bought myself a plane ticket to California for 5 days just to go out there and network with people.
Yeah.
Just get myself, because like here is cool, but let me just get myself out there.
Yeah. And because of the era that we live in with the internet and with social media and everything, you'll be able to not only make those contacts, but it's easier than ever to keep up with contacts that you've made,
Exactly. I'm not writing letters.
Right. Exactly. It's not like, you're going out there and you get somebody's business card, and then maybe you'll try to call them someday and hope that you can reach them. It's easier than it's ever been to maintain all of that. So that's great. That's great. Good for you. And then as far as now the songs that you have, are they part of an album, or do you only release singles? Or
I have one album I came out with Hollyweird.
Okay.
Ever since then, I don't. So I call it more of a mixtape. I don't want to call anything I put out an album. As an artist, you could set yourself back by doing that. Because if you're coming out with albums, you're giving labels reference points. If an album doesn't do, like, you're probably, like, it's not to discourage anybody, like, you might, but you're probably not going to do, like, crazy numbers for your first couple albums.
Yeah.
But let's say you get a buzz and you have those albums out. The label is going to look at your numbers for the albums and value on that. They're not going to value you on, like, your potential.
Yeah.
They already have something to base it on.
Yeah.
So you could potentially cut yourself short of hundreds of thousands of dollars. I put out singles, and that's how I'm going to do it till I get the attention of a label, and then they're going to put out my album for me. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I grew up in a time where it was like, the formula was you have an album coming out, and you put out a single a little bit ahead of the album, and then the second single comes out after the album's already out. And of course, now we live in a time where you have so many different ways you can do it. You have so many options.
The attention span is so short too.
Yeah.
So like, for something like an album, it's, again, not to discourage artists, but we also have to be realistic with ourselves. There's not the attention span for that anymore. If you focus yourself on a bunch of good singles, once you get signed, then the album will come. You'll have your time to do that.
Yeah.
But until then, you're working on grabbing attention. And in a society where we have reels and shorts, that's not going to work with an EP or an LP.
Right.
It's just the humble fact of it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have you gotten into the merchandising aspect of everything? Do you have merch that you sell at shows and everything? Or
I started a merch design, but I haven't put it out yet. I'm thinking, so starting June, I'm going to go on a 10-week run where I'm dropping a single every week.
Oh, cool.
Something that I picked up from an artist, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. And I want to try to do that too. And like, after I release the 10 singles, focus on like the social media and like boosting it up that way.
Yeah.
But that's when I'm going to come out with merchandise, once I have those signals coming out. But I have the designs and everything ready.
The time goes so quick. We are already approaching the top of the hour, and we will play one more of your, what was the other one I wanted to play? I think it was, Fourth and Goal. Which I made a radio edit of that. And I think, is this, you've got a really cool video for that too.
Yeah. So that video is amazing because the same people that shot Joyner Lucas and like were a part of his come up shot that video for me.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's Project 2 Studios.
Okay.
So shout outs to them. They shot that video for me, and I got to work with the model in that, Erica, and we were able to create something great, which was awesome.
Yeah. No, it's a great track. And before we do that, though, before we let you go, what should people know about where to find you online, how to keep up with everything that you're doing?
As far as Instagram and TikTok, it's Hope the Rap. On Facebook, it's going to be Hope the Rapper. On all platforms as far as music goes, like major platforms, you won't find me on the smaller ones, but if you're talking about iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, anything like that, Tidal, you could find me under Hope the Rapper. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Hey, where does the name come from, by the way?
Hope the Rapper. So I wanted it to be originally Hope, and I don't know, it's just something that stuck to me when I thought of myself and like what I wanted to like portray as a message. Hope.
Yeah. No, I dig it, and it fits you. Your music is very positive. And,
thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, cool. Hope the Rapper. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely wonderful. I'm really glad you got in touch. When you do the 10 singles there, we'll play those here if
sounds good. Yeah,
I'll send them your way if you want. Yeah, please do. By all means. All right, so we'll finish the segment with this. This is 4th and Goal, and this is Hope the Rapper. Check this out.
I swear time and time again they doubt. I'm feeling different though. It's hope. Getting money every day been the option. I get fly every way like a Mach 10. Can't deny my face that I'm not him. We the ones in the back, get it poppin'. Getting money every day been the option. I get fly every way like a Mach 10. Can't deny my face that I'm not him. We the ones in the back, get it poppin'.
I was out hustling, trying to turn the pain into nothing. Less of money talking, we don't entertain discussion. Organize my brain and I lay it on percussion. Now she and I ain't even talk seduction. This tell me how a nigga supposed to function. Let's get down to business, ain't no need for introductions. Any instrumental, I can give you the instructions. Long time coming, y'all don't really push my buttons. No, witnessing volcanoes in eruption. If you want the smoke, we could crack them like some Dutchess. Said the world was cold, so she never knew what love is. Murder every reference, man, I really swear the glove fits.
It's crunch time at this point. 4th and inches for everybody. Winter season though. Getting money every day been the option. I get fly every way like a Mach 10. Can't deny my face that I'm not him. We the ones in the back, get it poppin'. Getting money every day been the option. I get fly every way like a Mach 10. Can't deny my face that I'm not him. We the ones in the back, get it poppin'.
I wrote this while thinking about the old day and how money could turn this into a cold day. Pay whatever to make the broke pay. Me never forever, she stay a no name. 4th and Ninjas got us moving different. Usually they had the reason, now they using pigment. Unfortunately, that's a narrative they never tell us. I'm so sick of being fly, I might buy repellers. I'm getting green, but they feel with it, I think they jealous. Overzealous, see the change and I know it's nature. See the man flip his ways like he was the paper. All this money in my face is a motivator. Mo haters with success, let's talk about it. Hit a beef, net with a draw